If you've ever wanted to make money through Amazon KDP, but you don't want to write books, nor do you want to sell low content books, then I have the perfect medium for you. There are people making $100 per hour by simply reading books. To get started in this, you don't have to have experience and you don't have to have any special skills. You just need to use your voice. Now, if you do this right, this isn't just a one-time gig. This is something that could become a full career or full-time income for you. I'm going to break down step by step how to get started and how you can make the most money from this opportunity, like somewhere towards $400 per hour. It's not too good to be true. Let's jump into it. Now, before we just deep dive in, I need you to do me one favor. Go ahead and leave me your most recent emoji in the comment section. This is something that we do here so that I can interact with as many of you as possible. By the way, my name is Diamond Chanel, and on this channel, we like to talk about all things money. Not only that, but these money makers like to thrive and not just survive. So if you're serious about making money, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe because I have so many resources for you. Now, let's just jump right into it. We're talking about a website that's going to pay you to read books. Of course, there's some more details to that, but just hang tight with me. This is a company called ACX. They work with huge companies like Audible, Amazon KDP, and iTunes. Many of us love books, but don't have the time to actually sit down and write those books. And so many authors offer a feature where you can get audiobooks. And where do they find people to narrate those books? Through platforms like ACX. And ACX is inviting people like you, complete beginners, to get started and get paid a lot of money by doing this. Now, you don't need to have much experience, nor do you need to have any fancy equipment. We'll circle back to that in a moment, but you can literally get started immediately. Now, ACX is a huge advocate for independent creators. So they have authors, they have narrators, and they have different agents and publishers that they work with. So where we're going to fall is into the narrator category. So to be clear, you're going to get paid per finished hour for reading these different audiobooks for authors who want to add this as a part of their upsell to their books that they have already created. I'm going to show you all of the different kinds of books that are out there, even those of you who have an accent or you feel like your voice isn't good enough. Trust me, there is a place for you. So let's just go step by step on how this whole thing works. So you're going to be using your voice to bring stories to life and to generate income. There are thousands of authors who work with independent as well as studio narrators. So this is a whole professional career. However, the special thing about ACX is they're not just inviting professionals. They want people who are beginners to come in and to try this out and to make your skills better and to also earn money because they are very independent creator focused. So the first step is going to be creating a profile and start auditioning. So you're going to showcase your talent in your profile, whether you're an individual narrator or a studio. Your profile is how authors will find you. So you're going to include your background and experience and vocal samples that showcase your range if you specialize in dialects or other genres. The more details that you include in your profile, the more that you're going to stand out. Then you're going to start auditioning. So you're going to search for projects, and when you find something that seems like a good fit, you will record and submit an audition. Then the authors will provide notes about what they're looking for in the audition recording and make sure that the production quality is top-notch because you want it to reflect what you can do for their audio project. And you want to take advantage of all ACX's useful resources, and they do teach you and give you videos on how to produce. Step 2, collaborate to create. You get to work on your own terms, so once you and the authors decide to team up, you'll negotiate the timeline and the pay structure, and it's going to be entirely up to you and the author to arrive at a fair price and schedule. When that is all set and squared away, then it's time for you to start recording. Step 3 finalizes your current projects and helps you find the next one. So once your recording is complete and approved by the author, you will submit it for a quality assurance test for the engineers to review. And they do have like an AI system that does this. So the approval is pretty quick, or the disapproval, so that you can go back, fix those things quickly. Then you get paid. And if you choose to be per finished hour, then you'll get paid now. But if you choose the royalty shares, then you will get paid a monthly royalty for any sales of your audiobook. Even if your pay structure isn't dependent on royalties, you can spread the word when your title is released, and it's a great way to show other authors what you can do and stay connected for their next projects. So you are going to see the list of resources that they have for you. So they have the performance masterclass, the production how-tos, and the power of audio videos. For those of you who are really serious about standing out from the competition, you want to learn as much as possible. Once you create an account, you're going to see your portal. And right over here to the left-hand corner, you're going to go to Search Marketplace and find projects. This is where you will find all of the projects that are currently available, and you're also going to see the budget as well as the project links. So you want to find titles that you feel really interest you and that you will do a good job with pairing your voice with. So for an example, we could see this book by Michael Carter, which is called I See You, and they give you the genre below. So this one is based in religion and spirituality, and they are looking for an English reader. So we see the budget here where it says $50 to $100 per finished hour, and then the project length is estimated to be about 3 to 5 hours. So this means that on the lower end of $50 per finished hour and the lower end of the 3 hours, you're looking at $150. But if you negotiate the $100 per finished hour, then you're looking at $300 for this entire project. Similarly, if you are doing 100 per finished hour and it takes you 5 hours to complete the project, then you're looking at $500 per the project. Now, when you click on any title, you're going to see the estimated length. So they estimate that this project is going to take 3.8 hours. So they're saying that they are more so estimating this project to be about $380, which is what you would get paid, or on the lower end, $190 for this project. Then you will see all of the other information that you need, as well as your audition script. So you will click on that, and then it will pull up the script for you. So what you're going to end up doing is literally just reading over the script and then submitting it to the author. And as you can see, this is a very short script. So you could put, I realize that the most challenging thing for humans is to relate to other humans. We can seek and subsequently gain some level of understanding when it comes to the cosmos, and then you just continue it like that. That's just an example of how you would go ahead and do your recording or audition. Now, you will also see that some budgets includes royalty shares. Royalty shares mean that instead of getting paid an upfront fee, like the per finished hour, you would get paid a reoccurring royalty every month. So this is a good way for you to make passive income. However, if I was going to do the royalty share, then you might want to pick a book and search it up on Amazon and see, are there people that are already purchasing the book? Because if it's already popular, then you'll be able to get more money. So then the royalty share might be something that you want to do. However, if you look up the book on Amazon and you see that it's not very popular, then royalty share might not be the best way to go. So let's see, for an example, Nostalgia Inc., a novel. We're going to go to Amazon.com, and what I'm going to do is search for this book. Okay, so we see that the author is getting some amount of sales based off of the fact that they have already gotten 4 ratings. They've already gotten 5 stars. However, it doesn't seem like this is a book that has been like a best winning or best selling book. So I might not choose the royalty shares for something like this. But it is up to you on how you would like to get paid and when you negotiate and discuss with the author. Now you're going to see that you're not capped at just making $100 per finished hour, but there are even books like this one that is offering $200 to $400 per finished hour for a relatively short read. And these are some of the attributes that they're looking for. This is going to be a children's audiobook. They are looking for a male voice, someone who could speak English and Spanish, someone who's an adult and has comedic and great timing. So they're looking for someone that can be a little bit more playful and fun with their voice to do this project. And this is a project that was posted literally yesterday at the time of me filming this video. So these are projects that are very new and a lot of people might not be auditioning for them yet. So again, you can see here that they have almost 1,300 projects readily available. So if you are someone that's interested in this, then I highly suggest jumping on this ASAP. Now, just to be clear, you've heard me use this term per finished hour many times, so I just want to explain it so that you know exactly how it works. Per finished hour refers to the payment method where narrators are compensated for each hour of the completed final retail ready audio rather than by the studio time or the recording time. For an example, let's say that it took me 1 hour to record this video that you're watching here. And if I was going to be offered $100 per finished hour, that does not mean that I am going to get the whole $100 for that 1 hour that it took me to record. However, once the video is then edited and brought down, you're probably seeing this video at somewhere around 11 minutes, probably under 15 minutes, then that's what I would be getting paid for. So if a 5-hour project really took you 7 hours to record, it was then finished at 5 hours, then you're going to get paid $500 instead of $700. I hope that that makes sense. This is something that is very common when it comes to production, when it comes to media. This is also how I pay my editor. He gets paid per finished minute. And so in this industry where you're doing more entertainment, this is the way that they measure payment. So I just want to make that clear so that you have a full understanding of the scope, so that you don't have to spend all of your time going through all of these different projects that are available. You can go over to the right-hand corner and you're going to see a filter. Now within this filter, you can put how much you are looking to be paid. So let's say you want $100 to $200 per finished hour. You can also pick your project length. So I'm going to put 5 to 10 hours. And then you could put fiction versus nonfiction. I'm going to put fiction. Then you could put your genre here, or you could leave that blank, and then pick your language. So they do have all of these languages that are available. So if you have an accent, I know that that was something that a lot of people were really weary about, that they have an accent, that they have a very German, Italian, Russian accent. I have a very Jersey accent. Someone can have a very Southern accent. Your disadvantage could very well be your advantage when it comes to this type of industry. So you can pick your language here, and then you could pick the accent, American German, American Boston, British, and they have like over 50 different types of accents that they are looking for. So find one that best suits you, or at least one that you might be able to morph your voice into a little bit. And then once you finish that, you can pick your gender. So of course I'm a female. And then if I was doing this, I would do someone that was an adult. And then you could pick your vocal style if you want to. So this will bring up the projects based off of the filter that you've added. So for me, it brought up 4 different projects. The first book is called Discovery. Then there's Royal Rebellion, The Orchard of Echoes, and then so on and so forth. And then you will be able to audition for those specific roles that you want, that fits your voice. So this is a really good tool for you to use so that you don't have to be worried about auditioning for projects that aren't a good fit for you. And when you pick the best fit for you, then you have the best chances of getting the most pay. Now let me show you over to the audio lab. So this is going to be your personal audio laboratory. We want you to feel confident about your sound, so we built a tool that allows you to get instant feedback on your audio at any time. You can use the audio lab before submitting your auditions, when you're testing out new equipment, or even to check your completed productions and to make sure that it sounds good with the requirements. So I'm going to allow you to explore this on your own terms. They really do give you a lot of different articles, resources, and tools for you to use to have the best quality as possible. So I highly suggest that you take it serious, because your voice is going to be on somebody's completed project, something that they probably feel very near and dear to them. So you want to make sure that it is good. So when it comes to the equipment that you need, if you're someone that's like, I don't know anything about microphones, I don't know anything about the studio and what sounds are supposed to be like, this is going to be the perfect article for you, okay? So you're going to find this under the Gearing Up for Audiobook Production Part 1. And they actually give you a list of different equipment that they recommend for you to have. Not only do they do that, but they also tell you, that you can have really expensive equipment, but you can start off really affordable. But you will need to purchase a microphone, even something similar to the one that I have now, which I got on Amazon for about $10 to $15. But you can search on Amazon and you can search for noise cancellation microphones or headsets so that you could kind of drown out the sound, but also as you're speaking, it doesn't pick up on all of the background noise. You can choose some of these wireless microphones. And again, the price point is going to be anywhere from $10 to probably about $200. And that $200 is definitely the higher quality end. If you're someone that's just getting started, I do suggest that you spend a little extra money on a good microphone, maybe one that costs $40, so that you can get started. And when you start submitting your auditions, that you have better chances for more money. Now, here's a few tips to earn more money through ACX. You want to take on multiple projects at once. So maybe you start off with a 3-hour project and a 5-hour project. That way you can make the most income as much as you could handle. Secondly, you want to upgrade your equipment over time. Again, the person that has the best quality audio is probably going to get the highest paying projects. 3, you can turn this into a whole business. Once you start to get a hang of it, you can start outsourcing and hiring different narrators. And if you go over to places like Fiverr.com, you're going to see that there's a lot of people who list their services as freelancers to simply read audiobooks. And you can pay them out of the project budget that you would receive. And they already have the studios, they already have the equipment. So this is just a little key gem for anybody out there that wants to jump into this right away but don't really like their voice. You can just go ahead and hire it out. So if you're expected to make about $500 from that project, then get somebody to do the work for $250. That way you keep half, they keep half, everybody's happy. Now let me know, is this something that you would actually try? If so, I want you to comment yes if you would try it. If you would not try this and you feel like it's a big waste of time, then just comment the word no. Now, if you're looking for more ways to make money, the best place to find that is in the pinned comment in the description box and right here.